So come join me on the mat. We're gonna need 2 yoga blocks, a mat, and a wall space to finish. So this is gonna be a gentle flow that's gonna feel really nice for your lower back and just try to get you into a better stacked position. It's excellent for anybody, for throughout your pregnancy or after your pregnancy. So grab what you need and come on the mat. We're gonna start with 2 blocks and we're gonna place them underneath both knees. So you're gonna come up on the blocks and you're just gonna come down onto your forearms here. I want you to get heavy over your knees and I want you to press gently into your elbows and just get a little bit of protraction in your shoulder. So the shoulder blades are pulling away from the spine. And we're gonna try to feel the back of our hips just getting a little bit lengthened and opening, stretching type of sensation. And we're gonna breathe here for 8 breaths. So we're gonna inhale, just let the air come in through the nose. And then exhale, let the air come out. And sink a little deeper into the blocks. Push a little bit through your elbows, take an inhale. And then exhale. So you're gonna keep breathing here. We wanna keep our head looking up towards our wrists so we're not dropping it down. And we're not overly rounding through our back here. But we're trying to get the back of our pelvis to lengthen out. So our sit bones are pulling a little bit away from each other, but we're not arching into our low back. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Just feeling the sides and back ribs expanding on that inhale. Really nice way to just take the load out of the pelvic floor and get some expansion all the way around the rib cage and into the back of the pelvis. So from here, we're gonna come up onto all fours. And I want you to think about pulling your heels up towards your hips, but they're not gonna move. So they're gonna stay on the ground, but you're gonna think of pulling them up, okay? So you're really using your imagination here to get the heels dragging up, and you should start to feel some work here in the back of your thighs and your hamstrings. So we're pressing gently through our hands. Our ribs are lifted, we're not dropping them down. And we're gonna take some breaths here as we pull those heels up. Okay, you're gonna keep the heels pulling up even though they're not moving. You wanna look a little bit in front of your fingers so we keep this airway nice and open. And we're pressing our hands directly under our shoulders. And from here, we're gonna do some pelvic rocks where you're just gonna roll the pelvis under as you inhale, exhale, find a little bit of tension through your abdominals. Inhale, roll under, exhale back. Find tension through your abs. Notice that we're not inhaling everything up and we're not exhaling, dropping everything down. So we're inhaling, the lower back's lifting, and then we're gonna exhale, find some abs and come into that more neutral position. Inhale, under, exhale. So see if you can feel your lower back and your pelvis moving without everything above that joining in. And 1 more, and then come back. Good, we're gonna take the blocks to the side. Come onto your knees, keeping your toes curled under. You're gonna reach your arms forwards. And I want you to think about reaching your sit bones back and a little bit up. So we're not tucking the tail under and our hands are pressing down. Watch the head doesn't drop. You're gonna sit here and take an inhale. And then you're gonna come forwards, feel the abdominals come on, exhale, feel the top of the head pulling forwards. You're gonna inhale, sit bones go back. And exhale, ribs lift. Feel the abs come on, push your hands down. Let's do 4 more. Inhale back. Notice how the front of the hips feel here. Exhale. And 2 more. Press the hands down as you inhale, go back. Sit bones open away from each other. Exhale, forwards. 1 more time. Inhale the air in all the way down towards the back of the pelvis. And then exhale and come forwards. So now we're gonna take one of the blocks and place it underneath our left knee only. And we're gonna do an exercise where we're gonna open up the back of our left hip because in many people, the back of our left hip holds a little bit more tension and pushes us forwards. So we're gonna do an exercise to kind of pull that hip up or back in space. Okay, so you're gonna come onto all fours, and I want you to lift your right knee up away from the mat, and I want you to get on top of your left side. So feel like your whole thorax, your upper body here is shifting a little bit left, and then your left knee is really pressing into the block. So your hip might want to move backwards, but I want you to stay on top of the knee and try to let the back of your hip just kind of melt into your tights or your shorts as you hold here. Okay, watch we're not arching the back, so we're keeping enough tension to keep the ribs back, and we're going to drop the right knee towards the floor and then lift the right knee back up. And you want to think about when you drop down with the right knee, lift with the right knee, that your left leg here is like glued to the block and it's not moving at all, this leg bone. We're trying to get the pelvis to move over that leg bone, over that femur. Okay, so try not to let your left hip jet out to the side, and try not to let your weight shift to the right. So we want to keep our weight shifted over the left. Left knee is pushing into the block. You're going to inhale, lower the right knee, exhale, lift. And you should start to feel a lot happening in the back of that left hip. 2 more. Inhale, lower, go slow. Exhale, lift. And 1 more. Inhale, lower, exhale, and lift. Okay, let's take the block to the side. And we're gonna curl our toes under, walk our arms forwards again, and go back into those rocks here, forwards and back. And just notice if the pelvis and the hips feel a little bit different. Sometimes you can feel a bit pinchy on that left side, and maybe that exercise helped kind of just pull that, open the back of that hip a little bit more so that the leg bone now can move back into that joint. And then forwards, exhale, 1 more time. And then forwards and exhale. And now go back, and we're going to take our arms to the right side of our mat. You're going to sit back into your heels, reach so that you're creating a bit more length here on the left, and then you're going to inhale into the left rib. Exhale. And just take a few breaths into that left side. Keeping the head lifted a little bit so we're not dropping it down. And then walk your hands over to the left side. And on this side, we're gonna open up the right side body, and we're gonna breathe into that right rib cage. So we're gonna inhale, feel it inflate and expand. And then we're gonna exhale, feel our left abs come on as we pull this left rib up. So we're gonna inhale into the right side. Exhale, lift that left rib up. 2 more here. And when you're inhaling, you want to inhale and keep it easy and flowy type breath. So you don't want to feel like you're tensing your neck and your shoulders. Then you're putting too much effort in. You want to think about your lungs filling as you inhale. And then you exhale. Feel that left ab wall come on. And then we're going to come all the way up. All right, so now we're going to use the wall to finish. So we're going to slide our mat back a little bit. And we're going to place our feet up against the wall. So the balls of your feet are on the wall. Hands are under the shoulders. Okay, so right underneath your big toe, you have a ball of your big toe. You want to feel that on the wall. And then we're going to pull the feet up the wall, keeping the inside part of that foot on the wall, so you're not rolling out. So the ball of the big toe stays on the wall as you drag your feet up. And that dragging of the feet up should light up the back of your thighs here, the hamstrings, and that's going to help you pull the pelvis under. Okay, so instead of it all coming from the front body, getting that lift, you're getting it happening from the back of your thighs, pulling the pelvis under. So you're gonna stay here, shoulders away from the ears, drag your feet up the wall, keep pulling. You're not gonna let that energy go. Keep dragging up the wall and just take a few breaths here. And pull the feet up, keeping the balls of the big toes pressing into the wall as you pull up. And just get these muscles to come on. If you're feeling one side working a little more than the other, the side you don't feel as much, just press that foot into the wall a little bit more, drag that foot up. Good, and then do a few pelvic tilts here. Just rolling the pelvis under and up. Keeping the feet dragging up the wall. And then we're gonna lift through our knees up and do a little hover here in our bear position. So you're gonna press through your hands and you're gonna lift your knees up and push your heels back into the wall. Okay, keeping that good stack so our ribs and our pelvis are nice and stacked in one line. You're pressing, you rest your knees when you need to, and just try to breathe here, talk here. And really feel the ribs come up on the exhale. If you're pregnant, you want to hug the baby towards the spine. Feeling those lower abdominals really gathering and pulling up. Heels are pressing into the wall. Push the hands down as you inhale. Keep the eyes looking forwards. And then lower your knees down and rest. Walk your arms forwards and just sit back. Give yourself a little stretch. And then we're gonna come and a little bit forward so that our right leg is reaching to the wall and the right knee is a little bit bent. So we don't wanna lock out the knee. So we're gonna keep the right knee bent and the left knee comes underneath the left hip. And you're gonna press the ball of that right big toe into the wall. So think inside of your foot stays heavy and your heel heavy. And you're gonna drag that foot up the wall as you breathe here. Feeling the front of the body lifting a little bit up as the hands press down. Head's looking forwards, chin off the chest. And you're gonna drag that foot up as you push the foot into the wall. Keep pressing. You should feel everything coming on from your foot all the way up to your rib cage. Great exercise to feel the front of your hip lengthen by getting everything responding. 2 more, good work. And then change sides. So left leg goes back. So you should really feel that heat up the body. Hands under the shoulders, knees a little bit bent. Find the inside of your left foot on the wall, so the ball of the big toe. Okay, drag the heel up the wall. Okay, keep pressing into the wall, so you want to stay heavy on the inside of the foot as you pull that heel up. Okay, you want to keep your sternum really tall, so your breastbone kind of reaching forward, so we're not dropping down. Eyes are looking a bit forwards. Feel the inside of that foot and pull up and breathe. Good. And try to do about 10 breaths. And one more. Excellent. And then we're going to finish on our backs with one block. So you're going to lay onto your back. And then you're going to lift your hips up and slide the block right underneath your sacrum. So not on your lower back, but a little further down. And then you're going to bring your knees towards your chest. And you're going to hold here for about 8 breaths. Okay, just trying to let the back muscles relax here. Let go. Feel your chest nice and open. And just breathe. You want to start to feel your side ribs and back ribs. Lower back getting all the air. It's a really nice position to just turn off those low back muscles. And last one. And then you can lower your feet down and we'll lift the hips, slide the block out. And to roll up to seated, just do a few little rolls here through your spine in a ball. You can hold the back of your legs. You can open your legs, but just try to get your whole spine to go a little bit more in a curved position. So you're rolling. It's a nice way to just, again, tell those muscles to lengthen at the back that tend to get a little bit compressed and shortened due to our lifestyle and the way we hold our body. And then we'll roll up and we'll finish there. So hopefully that helps you to just feel a little bit less arched and compressed in your lower back and your mid back, and you're feeling a little bit more centered. Your center of gravity is moving back a little bit in space, which then pulls the head back and just gives you a better base of support. Thanks for joining.